Okay, ውድ ተማሪዎች እንኳን ወደ አሊይ ሳይንስ ቱብ ቻናል በሰላም መጣችሁ። ኦኬ በረቱ ተቀቃሊ በገነጋን ገራ አሊይ ሳይንስ ቱብ ቻናል ነጋን ኡፍታን Today we will see Ethiopian University entrance exam grade 12 of 2040 or 50 2022 biology entrance exam with answer and explanation, means brief explanation for question from 51 to 75 or part 3 discussion in Afan Oromo and Amharic. So don't forget like, subscribe my channel so called Aliyi Science Tube. Like, subscribe gochu indagatina medintra. Let us start our today's discussions. Question number 51. What is the significance of Australopithecus afarensis in study of human evolution? To confirm: A. Evolution of bipedals. B. For large brains. B. Divergent evolution of Homo erectus from Homo habilis. C. True common ancestor of chimpanzees and humans. D. Convergent evolution of Homo neanderthalis and Homo erectus. So the answer should be true common ancestor of chimpanzees and humans is the significance of Australopithecus afarensis confirmed. So the answer is C. Let us see explanation. The significance of Australopithecus afarensis in the study of evolution to confirm modern human and chimpanzee from the common ancestor embryos ማለት ነው, which found on C. ከናፉ Australopithecus afarensis ማል ኮንፈርም godhuuf nu gargaara. Innis namaa fi chimpanzee kan jennuun kun ancestaraቸው walitti dhiyaata kan jedhu, truly they are maybe come from common ancestor kan jedhu nu agarsiisaa jedhu. This as scientific study or as evolutionary study. So the answer is C. Question number 52. Instinctive behaviour: A. Common to all members of species. B. Vary from individual to individual. C. May be modified by new experience. D. Developed through trial and error. So the answer is A. Common to all members of species. Let us explanation. Instinctive behavior have the following characteristics, means it is common to all members of a species, which is found on A. Fully functional first time, means they are preferred, they no need of any learning. There is a key stimulus that triggers the behavior. There is also innate releasing mechanism that links stimulus to response. There is also a fixed action pattern to response to the key stimulus that is always the same, and instinctive behavior are adaptive. So choose B, C, D ላይ ያሉ learned behavior ናቸው ማለት ነው። Instinctive behavior kan ta'e R kan jiru common to all member of species kan jedhudha jechuudha. Yoo amaloota baay'ee asitti tarreesseera. የተለያዩ የinstinctive behavior መለያዎች ከራስራ behaviorአቸው እዚህ ላይ ተዘርዝረዋል በነቢያምቢው for next time. but choice ላይ B, D ላይ ያሉ learned behavior ናቸው ማለት ነው። filannoo baacaa daarra kan jiran learned behavior yoo ta'aniif aarra kan jiru instinctive behavior bakka bu'aa jechuudha. So the answer is A. Question number 53. Which one of the following statement is an example of latent learning? A. The random movement of woodlice in response to change in light intensity and humidity. B. Knowledge of mice about immediate environment of its burrow may help to escape from the predator. C. Foraging bees returning from the successful dance on the honeycomb to recruit to harvest new. The female baboons turns its buttock toward the dominant male to signify readiness to mate. So the answer should be B. Knowledge of mice about immediate environment of its burrow may be escape of predators is a later learning example. Latest explanation. Later learning explanation is the knowledge of someone kindness is acquired without reinforcement, and it is only used later when it needs arises. Example which is found on A, but on B, the mice knowledge immediate environment of its burrow may help it to escape from the predator, which is found on B. So correct answer. The random movement with lines in response to change in light intensity and intensity, example of innate behavior, and also foraging bees returning from successful trip dance on the honeycomb to recruit the other harvest new is example of social behavior, and also the female baboon returns to battle toward the dominant male signify readiness is example of social behavior also. So the latent learning example is which found on B. Kanaafuu maal laalla asirratti amma latent learning kan ta'e baarratti kan jirudha jechuudha. Garuu aarra kan jiru innate behavior bakka bu'aa. Caafi daarra kan jiru ammoo social behavior dha jechuudha. ሲና ዲ ላይ ያለው የሶሻል ቢሄቪየር ስቴትመንት ነው። ኤ ላይ ያለው የኢኔት ቢሄቪየር ነው። ቢ ላይ ያለው የሌተንት ለርኒንግ which is asked. So the answer is B. Question number 54. Which of the following is correct about action of apoenzymes and coenzymes? A. Coenzymes bind with cofactor to form an active enzyme. B. Apoenzyme bind with enzymes that is give catalytic activity. C. Both apoenzymes and coenzymes combine with cofactor to form non-active enzyme. D. Coenzyme bind with enzyme to give catalytic activity. So the answer is D. Let us explanation. Coenzymes are organic molecules and they are derived from vitamins. Coenzymes bind with enzymes to give catalytic activity. So which is found on D is correct. Apoenzyme, a protein that combines cofactor with cofactor to form an active enzyme, and the protein is inactive on its own. So cofactor is a small non-protein particle essential for activity of some enzyme. The cofactor combines with apoenzyme to produce an active enzyme. So the correct answer which found on D is the correct answer. Question number 55. Consider the following statement. Roman number 1. Genetically determined and common to all member of a species. And Roman number 2. The behavior may be modified by new experience. 3. Behavior is fully functional at first time. 4th. Generally there is no modification of behavior. Which number describe innate and learned behavior? So A ላይ ያለው 3 4 are innate and the learned one is 1 and 2. B ላይ ያለው 1 and 2 innate, 3 and 4 learned. C ላይ ያለው innate 2 3 4 and the learned is 1. D ላይ ያለው first is innate, second, fourth innate, learned one is only 2. So the answer is D. Let us see explanation. Innate behavior የምንለው genetically determined which is found on 1. Behavior fully functional at first time which is found on 3. there is no modification of behavior which is found on fourth one. So the behavior may be modified in new experience. So the answer is correctly D. innate behavior learned behavior የሆነው ሶስት ሁለተኛ ላይ ብቻ ያለው ነው ማለት ነው። ከናፉ አላማ ጀራማ ስራ innate behavior kan jennu fi learned behavior amalota dhalootaan qabanii fi kan guyyaa keessa baratamu. So learned behavior kan jennu behavior that may be modified by new experience kan jedhu yookiin lama faara kan jiru jechuudha. Kun ammoo innate behavior dha jechuudha. So the answer is correctly D. Question number 56. Which one of the following is example of social behavior? Social behavior የሆነ ነው። A. Exaggeration of size of by following up the feather. B. Singing of frogs on spring night. C. Marking territory with urine. D. Caring for offspring that are not once own. So social behavior you know D. Caring for offspring that is not that are not once own. Let us explanation. The social behavior are include example of social behavior include caring offspring that are not their own. There are also several generation in the colony, and there is also division of labor. So the answer is D. Social amalota social behavior kanneen ta'an kan ta'e kami kan jedhu fi daara kan jiru jechuudha. Amalota social behavior kanneen jedhaman እዚህ ላይ ተዘርዝሯል። social behavior የምንለው እዚህ ጋር በኤግዛምፕል ተዘርዝሯል። just read. Question number 57. Consider the following reaction. Reactant A plus reactant B plus enzyme give us intermediate product AB and enzyme. At which point the chemical bond is weakened? At the A intermediate, B reactant A, C reactant B, D product AB. So the answer is A intermediate. Let us see explanation. Enzyme catalytic activity ላይ አሁን ይሄንን ብናየው as look in the key model seems that enzyme structure complex or intermediate which is a part of a pathway, it requires less energy, means that the intermediate ones are weak chemical bond than the normal way. Kanafu akka look in the key modality enzyme substrate complex kan jennuun yookiin intermediatein energy xiqqoo barbaada jechuudha. Sababni isaa they are weak bond chemical bond pathway irra jiran jechuudha than normal way. So the answer is correctly A intermediate. Question number 58. How does enzyme bind and act on their substrates? By using A. lock and the key model and reducing energy of the substrate. B. induced-fit model and providing extra energy for substrate. C. lock and the key model changing themselves into product. D. induced-fit model and putting the substrate under tensions. So the answer should be D. Look in the key model propose that shapes of the substrate molecules is complementary to the active site, whereas the induced-fit model suggests that active site and the substrate are not naturally complementary in their shape, but binding of the substrate molecules produce a conformational change or change in the shape in the active site. So the conformational change also puts the substrate molecules under tension, so they enter the transition state and are able to react because the lowered activation energy. The transition state binds with the reactant, then put under straight and break more easily and rejoin with other bond to form product. ስለዚህ እዚህ ላይ የተጠየቅነው ኢንዛይም ሰብስትሬት ባይንዲንግ ነው የተጠየቅነው። ሎክ እንደ ኪ የሚለው ምንድነው? አክቲቭ ሳይት እና ሰብስትሬት አር ኮምፕሊሜንተሪ ቀጥታ ይገጣጠማሉ የሚለው ነው። ሶ እንደዛ የሚል ምርጫ ላይ የለም። ፊት ኢንዱስድ ፊት ሞዴል የሚለው ደግሞ አክቲቭ ሳይት እና ሰብስትሬት ኮምፕሊሜንተሪ ሼፓቸው አይገጣጠሙም። ስለዚህ ኮንፎርሜሽናል ቼንጅ ያስፈልጋል። ኮንፎርሜሽናል ቼንጅ ደግሞ ምን ያደርጋል? ፑት ሰብስትሬት ሞለኪውልስ አንደር ቴንሽን ያደርጋል። ዘን ትራንዚሽን ስቴት አለ። አክቲቬሽን ላወርድ ሲሆን ዘን ትራንዚሽን ስቴት ደግሞ reactant bonds and put under straight breakdown እንደተሰባበርና ወይ ደግሞ ሼፑ እንዲቀየር ያደርግና እንደ ሪጆይን ወይ ደግሞ እንዲገጣጠሙ ያደርጋል ማለት ነው። so the answer should be the correct one is D. አማስረት ማላላ አከሉክ እንደ ኪ ሞዴሊት ሼፒን ሰብስትሬት ኮምፕሊሜንት አክቲቭ ሳይቲ ወልት ገለውዳ አከገሩ induced fit ሞዴሊት ገሩ ወልት ገለውቢት ኮንፎርሜሽናል ቼንጅ በርባዳችሁዳ induced fit ሞዴል ኮንፎርሜሽናል ቼንጅ ካለ it puts substrate molecule under tension ይጎዳ ጋፍ ከነሞ substrating ከኛ ትራንዚሽን ስቴት የኔ ማልታ ሼፕ ሳጅጅረመ አከደቅ አክቲቭ ሳይት ይሮት ገሉታ አይችል ከናፉ they been the answer should be D. Question number 59. Which of the following external factor influence the turnover rate of enzyme by complementary damaging their tertiary structure? A. Competitive. The external one like no. A. Competitive inhibitor. B. Substrate concentration. C. Reversible inhibitors. D. Temperature and pH. So the answer is D. Externally, temperature and pH ማለት ነው። When temperature rises, particles move more quickly and more kinetic energy is there. The particle within the molecule vibrates more energetically move quickly and active site in particular to change. Then the enzyme is lost its tertiary structure and become denatured. And also significant pH affect the enzyme molecule by breaking bond hold tertiary structure that is leads to denaturation of enzyme molecule. This means if pH becomes either more acidic or more alkaline, it causes breakdown of tertiary structure which is leads to denaturation of enzyme. أسرت ماللا temperature يوك الكوتة energy more quickly vibrated كان أخو قاف كان دائما active side الرد tertiary structureين أكلوست توقول عايشة قاف كان enzyme بيكام denatured بتاعيشة أكسما pH نيوك الكوتة قال acidic يوكين قال basic alkaline الكوتة إن يكونس active side of tertiary structure of the protein of the enzyme مالك تقول أكا جابوا قول عايشة so it causes denaturation of enzyme. So these are two pH and temperature are what the external feature of factor of that influence turnover rate of enzyme. Competitive inhibitor, substrate concentration, reversible inhibitor የምንለው ደግሞ internal factor ናቸው። Question number 60. During baking of injera, the carbon dioxide produced by yeast is used to A. killing contaminants that spoil injera. B. give injera its texture, typical texture. C. bake injera with low temperature. D. increase shelf life of injera. So the answer is B. Let us see. During baking injera, carbon dioxide produced by yeast is used to making mix the rice and a little and giving tangy flavors and giving injera its typical texture. So the answer is B. Kan jechuudha yeast yookiin irshoon maal godha carbon dioxide akka produced godha jechuudha. Carbon dioxide produced yoo ta'e maal ta'a የቦካነው ሊጥ በጣም ከፍ ይላል እንደዛውም ታፒካል ቴክስቸር እንዲኖረው ያደርጋል ማለት ነው። So the answer is B. The nerve impulse transmitted from one neuron to another by neurotransmitter at A axon, B cell body, B cell body, C synapse, D myelin sheath. neurotransmitter nerve impulse transmitted የሚያደርገው ምን ላይ ነው? at synapse, C. So the answer is C. So let us see, the nerve impulse is transmitted from one place from one neuron to another by neurotransmitter at synapse. Axon is extremely long and thin, and the nerve impulse travel along the axon from one place to another. Also, please read for this one. Myelin sheath is a fat insulating sheet that provide layer of insulating material so nerve impulse travel as fast as possible. And also, cell body is a part of neuron that contains the cell nucleus, mitochondria, and other organelles of the neuron. እዚህ ላይ አሁን ምንድነው የምናየው? ኒውሮትራንስሚተርስ ነርቭ ኢምፐልስ ትራንስሚት የሚያደርገው ምን ላይ ነው? ሳይናፕስ ላይ ነው ማለት ነው። ኒውሮትራንስሚተርሲን ነርቭ ኢምፐልስ ትራንስሚትድ ከንጎ ሳይናፕስ ኢዶ ኒውሮኒ ለማይቶል ቁና መነበት ወኪን ሳይናፕስ ይረቴጁ አክሲዮንን ዮ ሎንግ ዳ ከኬስ ከን ኢምፐልሲን ኬስ ደሙዳ myelin sheath is cell body kan jedhamanis yaw ambibu. So the answer for this question is C, synapse. Question number 62. What happens if axon is stimulated and the formation of A, negative charge in both sides of axon, B, negative charge inside axon, C, positive charge inside axon, D, positive charge outside axon? So the answer should be C, positive charge inside axon. When nerve impulse traveling along across the neurons, the axon is stimulated, then formation of positive charge inside axon and the negative charge outside axon. This that is which is known as action potential. ምንድነው? ነርቭ ኢምፐልስ በአክሮስ ኒውሮን ወይ አክሲዮኒስት ትራንስሚት ሲሄድ አክሲዮን ስቲሙሌትድ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። በዚህ ጊዜ ፖዚቲቭ ቻርጆች በአክሲዮን ውስጥ ይገኛሉ፣ ኔጌቲቭ ቻርጆች ደግሞ በአውተር አክሲዮን ይገኛሉ ማለት ነው። which is known as action potential. አስረት ማሉባና nerve impulse traveling along across neuron keessat yookiin neuro axon stimulated jechuudha. Yeroo kanammoo maaltu uumama? Positive chargein gara axon keessaan uumama, negative chargein ammoo outside dhaan uumama jechuudha. Kun ammoo waliigalatti maal jedhamu? Be action potential. Action potentialin kin axon keessat inside positive charge and negative charge when axon stimulated, positive negative charge outside, positive charge inside axon ከሆነ so the answer so action potential is formed, means that axon is stimulated. So the answer should be C, positive charge inside axon. Question number 63. Assume you wanted to demonstrate simple action reflex action using the knee jerk reflex. You asked a friend to sit with one leg crossed over the other. Which of the following indicates the correct demonstration? A, pulling down your friend's leg, that is followed by a downward movement. B, hitting your friend on the toes, followed by sudden upward movement of the leg. C, bending up your friend's legs, followed by downward movements of the leg. D, hitting your friend below the knee cap, followed by sudden upward movement. So the answer is D. Let us see the two different houses their step. One person sits with one leg loosely crossed over the other, and the other hits the crossed leg just below the kneecap, gently but firmly. This heat ligament stretches the muscles. This is picked up by a stretch receptor sitting up a reflex arc. The impulse travels to the spinal cord and back to the quadriceps and muscles in the thigh. This contract and causing the lower leg to jar upward movement and outwards to straight the leg straight. So step ይህን ይመስላል ማለት ነው። መጀመሪያ አንድ ሰው ክሮስ ዳርጎ ይቀመጣል። ከዛ ሌላ ደግሞ ጫና ያደርጋል። this causing what? Upward movement causing ይፈጥራል ማለት ነው። So the answer is correctly D. Then it drops to backward after leg upward movement. Question number 64. Fish with average leg peak was not able to obtain insect out of the cracks in the bark of trees, as well as one with longer peak. It was also not able to crush seed as well as one of the shorter peak. Over time, those with longer peak and with those of shorter peak increased in number, while those with average length peak decreased in number. Which type of selection has been operated in this screener? A. Descriptive, B. Directional, C. Behavioral, D. Stabilization or stabilizing. So the answer is descriptive. A. Let us explanation. There are the three different types of selection are there, which includes directional selection, stabilizing selection, and the descriptive selection. Descriptive selection is the effect in converse of stabilizing selection. In this instance, individual at both extreme of the range have some advantage over those displaying average or mean value. Example: Darwin fishes, which is thinner and longer peak, is increased in number, and shorter peak also increase in number, and but average length peaks is decrease in number. So the answer should be A. Descriptive is answer. But let us see for other stabilizing selection የምንለው ደግሞ ምንድነው? ዲስክሪፕት ላይ ምንድነው? አሁን ዲስክሪፕት ላይ ያየነው ምንድነው? ዲስክሪፕት ላይ ምንድነው ያየነው? ኤክስትሪም ቦዝ ዳር ላይ ያለው ሁለቱ ኤክስትሪም ላይ ያለው ምን ይሆናሉ? አድቫንቴጅ ይሆናሉ። ግን መሀል ላይ ያለው ወይ ደግሞ አቨሬጅ ላይ ያለው ዲክሪዝድ ይሆናል። ግን ኤክስትሪም ላይ ያለው ሁለቱ ምን አለው? ኢንክሪዝ ከሆኑ ሶ ኢት ኢዝ ዲስክሪፕቲቭ ስቴትመንት። ስታቢላይዚንግ የምንለው ደግሞ individual both at end ranges value features which is less well adapted, means that selection often operates both extremes, reduce the vulnerability in population and the population አሁን ዳር ላይ ያለው ኤክስትሪም ላይ ያለው ሁለቱ ምን ይሆናሉ? ሊስት አዳፕትድ ከሆነ well adapted ከሆነ so it is stabilizing selection. Directional selection የምንለው ደግሞ both individual at extreme could have disadvantage whereas the extreme have advantage. አንዱ ዳር ላይ ያለው ኤክስትሪም ላይ ያለው አድቫንቴጅ ይሆናል፣ አንዱ ደግሞ ተጎጂ የሚሆን ማለት ነው። ለምሳሌ thick far longer hair ያለው foxes advantage over cold climate when is short far is have a disadvantage in cold environment. Restrictive kan jennuun average kan jiran kan lakkoofsaanii gadi bu'u yookiin less adapted kan ta'an yoo ta'u, stabilizing irratti immoo ዳርረ kan jiran lachuuyyuu yookiin ኤክስትሪም ላይ ያሉ ሁለቱ ተጎጂ ናቸው። ዳይሬክሽናል ሰሌክሽን የምንለው ደግሞ አንዱ ፋቮራብል ይሆናል፣ አንዱ ደግሞ አንፋቮራብል ይሆናል ማለት ነው። So the answer for above question is A, descriptive. This question number 65. This item is based on the following diagram of the human ear. What is the name of the human ear part represented by letter F in the above diagram? A, semicircular canal, B, scalous, C, utricalous, D, coccygeal. So the answer is D. Let us see explanation. So which is found on letter F is squella or partially uncoiled one, so which is found on D. Kanafu caasa kana yoolal yookiin structure gurraa የጆሮ structureን ስናየው D ላይ ያለው ነው ማለት ነው። ማለት ነው F represent ነው። So the answer is D. Question number 66. The cell theory states that cell contain different organelles with no specialization. B, have basically different composition. C, come from pre-existing cell by division. D, come from non-living object. So the answer is C, come from pre-existing by cell division. Let us explanation. Cell theory states that all non-living things are made up of cells. Cell is structural and functional unit of all living things. Cell come from pre-existing cell by division, means there is no spontaneous generation, which is this cell come from non-living thing. Cell contain hereditary information which passes from cell to cell during cell division, and also cell have basically the same chemical composition. All energy flow like metabolism, biochemistry of the life occurs within the cell. These are all the what the cell theory statement is delivered to us. So the answer that is correct one is which found on letter C. Cells are come from pre-existing by cell division. So it is clear. Question number 67. Which type of chromosome mutation caused leukemia? A, duplication, B, insertion, D, inversion, C, inversion, D, deletion. So the answer should be C, inversion. Let us explanation. Chromosomal mutations are inversion on chromosome number 60 causes leukemia. The deletion can result in variety of genetic disorder such as Prader-Willi syndrome. This results from a malfunctioning of hypothalamus. Inversion leukemia ያስከትላል። deletion ግን Prader-Willi syndrome ያስከትላል ማለት ነው። Insertion ደግሞ this is a type of mutation which describe increase in number of genes caused unequal crossing happen during meiosis. Don't forget, unequal crossing over happens during the meiosis due to insertion. The chromosomes may become abnormal, long or short, stop functioning as a result. Duplication is whole chromosomes more serious, means that having 3 copies of chromosome number 60, which is known as trisomy, which is 60, which leads to babies born with range of medical issue such as poor fetal and gross muscular and skeletal anomalies, that congenital heart defect and underdeveloped lung. So read carefully this all. But you'll see it to be baay'ee isin fayyada jechuudha. Isaa gara gadiitti barreessee deebiin kaluukumaa fidu invershiniidha. Dileeshiniin perider wiilii sandarimii fida. Insershiniin ammoo maal fida? Unequal crossing over happening during meiosis kan jedhu nuuf fida, which is stopped functioning as a result of chromosomes. Duplicationin ammoo maal fida? A serious problem which is known as stereosexty kan jedhu fida. So read more, okay? The answer is for this question is C. Question number 68. Which theory of origin of life states that life has no beginning or ending? Yet theory no. ህይወት መጀመሪያ መጨረሻ የላት ዮኪን ልቡን ጀልቀባ ኡማስን ቀብዱ ከንጀደ ከም A cosmosian theory, B special creations, C eternity theory, D biochemical theory. So the answer should be C, eternity theory. Let us explanation. There are the theories that seek to explain origin of the life on Earth include one, eternity theory, which states life has no beginning or no origin and ending or exist forever. Cosmosian theory says that either life form or organic molecules that need for origin of life are brought to Earth by meteoroids or comets. Special creation states believed that super being have created life or directed its creations and evolutions, whereas biochemical theory believed that life have originated as result of biochemical reaction. እዚህ ላይ ምንድነው የምናየው? ኢተርኒቲ ቲዮሪ ላይፍ መጨረሻ መጀመሪያም የለውም የሚለው ይሆናል። ኮስሞሲያን ቲዮሪ ደግሞ life form or organic molecules needed for life which is brought by comet and meteoroids የሚለው ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስፔሻል ክሪኤሽን ደግሞ ሱፐር ቢንግ ላይፍ ክሬትድ የሆነ ትልቅ አካል አለ የሚል ያስቀምጣል። ባዮኬሚካል ቲዮሪ ደግሞ ላይፍ ኢዝ ኦሪጂኔትድ ብሎ ባዮሎጂካል ሪአክሽን የተፈጠረው ነገር ይናል። ከነረማል ወና ኢተርኒቲ ቲዮሪ ኒ ኡመምኒ ልቡ ጀልቀባስ ዱማ ሲንቀቡ ከንጀዱ ለፈካያ። ኮስሞሲያን ቲዮሪ ደግሞ wanti lubbuun irraa uumame yookiin ammoo orgaanikiin lubbuu uumu brought by airs of meteorite and comet kan jedhu ta'a. Special creation ammoo qaamni guddaa wayii wanti lubbuu kana uume jira jedha. Biochemical theory ammoo lubbuun kan irraa uumame biochemical reaction irraa jedha. So as ጥያቄ irratti kaafirra kan gaafate life has no beginning and ending kan jedhu theory kam state kan alafaka kan jedhu. So the answer is C ላይ ያለው eternity theory ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ሌላ ደግሞ spontaneous generation ነው። Spontaneous generation believed life is arising from non-living matter የሚለው ነው። እዚህ ላይ የለውም ግን just now it's question number 69. Which one of the following is paleontology evolution? A, the presence of homologous structures in living organisms. B, trace of organisms from the remote past. C, similarity in DNA based sequence of different organisms. D, similarity in development embryo in different organisms. So the answer is B, trace of organisms from the remote past. Evidence supporting theory of evolution come from many areas including paleontology, which is or fossil record. This the trace of organisms from remote past died animals remains. Comparative anatomy, the presence of homologous structure in living organisms, whereas the comparative biochemistry supported by similarity in DNA based sequence of different organisms. Comparative embryology states that similarity in development embryo in different organisms. and other plant and animal breeding experiment, also the supporting evolutionary theory, which is states that those animals or plants that show desired trait or selected and mated only those with desired traits allowed to be bred. So እዚህ ላይ የተጠየቅነው paleontological evolution ስለሆነ trace of organisms from remote past or from died animals or plant remains የሚለው ይሆናል። so the answer should be B። የሌሎችን በዚሁ ከወኔስ አሱማን ዱቢሳ ያው ከሌሎችን በዚህ አንብቡ። yes it is very important. Question number 70. This item is based on the diagram of the chloroplast given below. In the above diagram, the chloroplast that what are the sites light dependent and light independent reaction of the photosynthesis take place. አሁን ምንድነው A 3 and 4, B 3 and 2, C 2 and 1, D 4 and 3 ላይት ዲፔንደንት and ላይት ኢንዲፔንደንት የሚለው በደንብ ማወቅ አለብን ማለት ነው። so the answer is C 2 and 1, light dependent number 2, light independent number 1. light independent የምንለው ስትሮማ ውስጥ ነው የሚከናወነው, which is written on number 1. ላይት ዲፔንደንት የሆነው ደግሞ ታላካዊድ ሜምብሬን ውስጥ ነው ማለት ነው የሚከናወነው። This diagram of the chloroplast shows that the light dependent reaction take place in the thylakoid membrane, which is in chloroplast, which indicates number 2, and the light independent reaction take place in the stroma, liquid stroma, which is shown in number 1. So the answer is correctly C. Question number 71. A color-blind daughter can be brown when A. mother is color-blind and father is normal, B. father is color-blind and mother is normal, C. mother is carer and father is color-blind, D. father is normal and the mother is carer. So the answer should be C. Let us explanation. A color-blind daughter can be born when mother is carer and the father is color-blind. So the answer is correctly C. color blinding dubartii takka dhalachuu kan dandeettu yoo haati keerarii fi abbaan color blind ta'e yookiin ወይ ደግሞ color blind የሆነች ዳውተር ለመውለድ ማዘር ኬረር መሆን አለባት። ፋዘር ምን አባቱ ደግሞ color blind ሙሉ በሙሉ መሆን አለባት ማለት ነው። so the answer is C. Question number 72. A farmer cut off several regions of stem near the bands of the plant. He removed some of leaves and dipped the cut end of hormones, rooting power and depleted cutting in compost. He kept the cutting well watered and within a few weeks they developed their own root system, become a raw independent plant. Which one of the following correct about this experiment? The new plant are most probably A. phenotypically and genotypically different from parent plant and each form each other. B. genetically and phenotypically identical to parent plant and to each other. C. genetically identical but phenotypically different from the parent. D. phenotypically identical but genotypically different from each other. So the answer should be C. genetically identical but phenotypically different from the parent cell. Let us explanation. All the members of a clone have the same genotype as parent cell. As a result, they are identical with each other in genotype. Consequently, the phenotypic difference come within a clone that is not due to genetic basis and are poorly due to environmental effect. asirratti maal hubannam namni kun damee biqiltuu tokko muree hin dhaabaa erga dhaabee booda bishaan obaasaa erga bishaan obaasee booda hidda godhatee akka biqiltuu tokkoof ta'uu danda'ee guddata jechuudha. yeroo kana ጄኖታይፒካሊ ስናየው ሙሉ በሙሉ ከፓረንት ሴል ጋራ ይመሳሰላል tokko ta'a jechuudha. ከኢራሙረሚ isaa wajjin parent cell isaa parent plant wajjin wal fakkaata. garuu due to environmental change or effect phenotypically biqilaa dura irraa murame irra xiqqoo garaagarummaa wayii agarsiisuu danda'a jechuudha. due to environmental effect. ስለዚህ አሁን አንድ ሰውዬው ከግንዱ ቅርንጫፉን ቆርጦ ካቆመ በኋላ ውሃ አጥቶ ነበር። ከጊዜ በኋላ some planted in compost ከሆነ ውሃ ካጠጣ በኋላ ከጊዜ በኋላ ምን ሆነ የራሱን ችሎ ስራ አውጥቶ አደገ። ሰው ምንድነው ፕሮባብሊ ከዚህ ጋራ ሆነስ የሚችለው የቱ ነው? ጄኔቲካሊ አይደንቲካል ነው። አው ምንም ጄኔቲካሊ ከእንትኑ ከግንዱ የተቆረጠ ጄኔቲካሊ አይደንቲካል ቱ ፓረንት ሴል ይሆናል። ግን ፌኖታይፒካሊ ዲፈረንት ይሆናል። ለምን? due to environmental effect. So the answer is C. Question number 73. During DNA replication, A. DNA helices transported nucleotides that are used to build the new DNA. B. The base sequences and new DNA will slightly change from the DNA parent. C. The polymerase assembles new nucleotide into the strand. D. The parent DNA will become different from the daughter DNA. So the answer is C. Polymerase assembles new nucleotide. It is correct one. Let us see DNA helices. It breaks down hydrogen bonds and unwinds a part of helices DNA molecule revealing two stranded region. DNA polymerase acts as a template for the synthesis of a new strand, and also DNA polymerase assembles free DNA molecules nucleotide into a new strand alongside each template strand. So the answer is correctly C. asrat malubanna DNA helices kan jennuun hydrogen bond break strand giddu jiru break godhe two single stranded akkuma godha jechuudha. garuu DNA polymerase maal godha tokkoffaa isa old one synthesis helices adda baay'isaniif lachuyyuu maal uuma template haaraa uuma jarri binding wajjin ta'an. And also DNA polymerase assembles DNA nucleotide into new strand ያደርጋል ማለት ነው. So the answer should be C. Question number 74. With 4 different base to work with their 64 possible triplet code, but 20 amino acids are used to make all different proteins. This is because DNA code is A. Degenerate code, B. non-overlapping code, C. semi-conservative code, D. universal code. So the answer should be A. Degenerate. Let us explanation. With 4 different bases to work with adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine, there are 64 possible triplet code, but only 20 amino acids are used to make all different proteins. So this is due to DNA code is degenerate, means that there is extra capacity in genetic code over and above. DNA is also non-overlapping code, means that each triplet is distinct in their all other from all other triplets. Genetic code is also universal. This means is that triplet TAT is DNA code that is amino acid tyrosine in human, in giant, in red worm, trace, and bacteria, and any other living organism. So the answer correctly A. Degenerate code, which makes extra capacity in genetic code over and above that, accepting 64 possibility triplet code in amino acid with 20. The other semi-conservative replication means that it is a very double helix, every double helix in the new generation of organisms consisting one complete old strand and the other is new strand wrapped around each other. So this is what is semi-conservative replication. So the answer for this question A, degenerate code. Question number 75. If messenger RNA brings code EUEE into ribosome, the translation cases and the protein A, translation cases and the protein synthesis terminate. B, the transfer RNA will bring amino acid and the methionine. C, ribosome will initiate protein synthesis. D, transfer RNA will bring EUEE anticodon. So the answer should be A, translation cases and the protein synthesis stop or terminate. If messenger RNA brings code EUEE into ribosome, translation cases or stops and the protein synthesis terminate. Translation in process of termination. Termination happens when stop codon in messenger RNA like EUAA, EUAG, and the EUGA enters the active site. Active site is accepts incoming transfer RNA bound to amino acid, whereas P site holds transfer RNA at carries growing polypeptide, the first amino acid added to methionine. So the answer should be A. እዚህ ላይ ምንድን ነው አሁን በደንብ ማወቅ ያለብን ስቶፕ ኮዶን ከመጡ ትራንስሌሽን ያቆማሉ ማለት ነው። ትራንስሌሽን ስቶፕ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስቶፕ ኮዶን የተባሉት ግን መደብ ያርጉ በደንብ ማወቅ አለባችሁ። ኤ ዩኤኤ ዩኤጂ እና ዩጂኤ የተባሉት just you must have to know them. Step codon kanneen jedhamu yoo beekne step codon yoo dhufe processing protein synthesis akka dhaabbatu yookiin translation akka cases yookiin stop ta'u waan godhuuf stop codon kanneen adda baasaati beeka. So the answer should be A. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget like, subscribe, share Aliyi Science YouTube channel. Until next time we come back with part 4, which contains entrance exam from 75 to 100 questions. Until that, good time for you, so study hard again and again. And if you have any comment or suggestion, you can put under comment or under video. Okay, thank you again for watching this video. Good time for you. Thank you again.